Hayley Williams, the electrifying voice behind Paramore's anthemic rock, has never shied away from baring her soul, whether through blistering lyrics or raw interviews. In a recent episode of the Good Hang podcast hosted by Amy Poehler, she revisited a harrowing moment from her career, blacking out mid-performance during a high-energy duet at the Austin City Limits ASIL Festival. This wasn't mere stage fright or a fleeting lapse. It was a stark collision of physical frailty and emotional depth, an episode that underscored the toll of her relentless artistry. As she recounted the incident with unflinching honesty, Hayley's words wove a tapestry of vulnerability, resilience, and the therapeutic alchemy of music in the face of despair. The blackout happened in 2022, amid the whirlwind of Paramore's last album cycle, a period already charged with creative fervor and personal reckoning. Sharing the stage with rising star PinkPantheress for a cover of Paramore's seminal hit Misery Business, Hayley felt the world tilt. "I blacked out on stage at ACL the last album cycle," she told Poehler, her voice steady yet laced with the echo of that disorientation. "In that surreal instant, time fractured. PinkPantheress was on stage singing Misery Business, and I had this moment where I was like, I just went out for 2 minutes and I came out. Turns out I was sick." The revelation lands like a gut punch. Here was Hayley, the pixie-haired powerhouse synonymous with unyielding energy, momentarily unmoored by illness. The festival's roar, the lights' glare, the adoring crowd, all blurred into a void only for her to resurface disheveled but defiant. It was a microcosm of her life's rhythm, plunging into darkness, then clawing back into the light. But Hayley's candor extended far beyond that single blackout, delving into the shadowed corridors of her mental health struggles. "I've really struggled with my mental health. I've wanted to not be here plenty of times," she admitted, the words hanging heavy in the air. "This isn't performative angst, it's the unvarnished truth of someone who's stared into the abyss." Paramore's trajectory from teenage garage rock to arena-filling phenomenon has been anything but linear. Formed in 2004 in Franklin, Tennessee, the band Hayley, guitarist Taylor York and drummer Zach Farrow rode waves of success with albums like Riot and Brand New Eyes. Yet, beneath the hooks and harmonies lay fractures, bandmate departures, label battles, and Hayley's own battles with depression and anxiety. The 2010 exodus of Zach and Josh Farrow, her childhood friends, shattered the core, leaving her to navigate survival mode. Songwriting became her lifeline, a confessional outlet where pain transmutes into power. Take Last Hope, a track from 2013's Paramore album, born from that post-departure wreckage. "I just remember writing it and being like, this is so sad, and unfortunately, that is how I feel," Hayley reflected. Penned in isolation, amid the sting of betrayal and self-doubt, the song's lyrics, then you ask yourself the question, "It aches," mirror her flirtation with finality. Performing it now, years later, transforms agony into communion. Whenever the songstress performs Last Hope, she is reminded that she is not alone in her struggles, noting how everyone in the room has survived so many things. And we're all here. Half of us will never see each other again. It really does something to those types of songs. There's a profound reciprocity here. Hayley, once isolated in her grief, now bears witness to a sea of shared scars. "I wrote them in isolation, and now here I am, not only being witnessed but bear witness to all these other experiences that have coalesced," she concluded, her insight a balm for both herself and her audience. Paramore's evolution mirrors Hayley's inner odyssey. After the Farrow fallout, the band slimmed to a duo with York, releasing the introspective After Laughter in 2017, a pastel-hued meditation on joy amid turmoil. Hayley's solo ventures, like her 2020 covers album Petals for Armor, peeled back more layers, exploring femininity, faith, and fragility. The ACL blackout then wasn't an anomaly but a flare-up in a chronic battle. Illness, physical or otherwise, amplifies mental strain, and for Hayley, stages are both sanctuary and battlefield. She's spoken before about therapy's role, how journaling and vulnerability sessions with trusted friends like Poehler provide anchors. Yet music remains the ultimate exorcism. Misery Business, that Riot Girl rallying cry from 2007's Riot, encapsulates her duality, a feminist anthem laced with youthful regret, now recontextualized through maturity. Delving deeper, Hayley's podcast revelations ripple outward, challenging the rockstar invincibility myth. Women in music, especially those who burst forth young like Hayley, she was 18 at Paramore's Warped Tour debut, face amplified scrutiny. Her bleached hair, once a rebellion symbol, now signifies reinvention. The 2022 Blackout came during a tour promoting This Is Why, an album grappling with global anxieties, climate dread, political fracture, through Hayley's lens of empathic rage. Collaborating with PinkPantheress, whose glitchy R&B echoes Paramore's pop-punk roots, felt serendipitous, a generational handoff marred by mishap. Yet Hayley emerged unbroken, her voice, raw, raspy, resolute, carrying on. In broader strokes, Hayley's story is one of collective healing. Paramore's 2023 stadium tours, sans the old feuds, proved redemption's arc. Fans chant Last Hope, not as dirge but declaration, a chorus of survival. Her openness destigmatizes the plenty of times she's teetered on the edge, echoing artists like Billie Eilish or Fiona Apple who've normalized mental health discourse. Polar, a comedy titan who's navigated her own grief, provided the perfect foil, laughter punctuating tears, levity lightening loads. As Hayley concluded, bearing witness coalesces isolation into community, a truth as vital as any riff. Hayley's Blackout mid-show then transcends anecdote, it's a chapter in an ongoing epic of endurance. From Tennessee basements to festival stages, she's alchemized misery into business, despair into hope. In sharing, she doesn't just survive, she thrives, inviting us all to the mic.